Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Mine for Initiative server. So I wanted to talk a little bit about storage here. So let's just start off with the big one, which is I've now built a storage room. So this is kind of your bulk storage. You got all the basics. The blocks that you get the most of are going to be sorted out here. There's 5 chests on each one. The sandstone one is already full. This is a really simple, you can put a shulker box underneath here and it'll fill it up slowly. I mean, it's not super fast, but it's nice because usually when you're building something, you're building it with just a handful of block pallets, and so you can get them from here in mass in a shulker box. This is where you input. You can dump in, so we can dump that in, or you can dump in a shulker box if there's an empty one here. And it'll unload it. The only thing with the shulker box, when you dump it in there, you have to either throw a minecart in, or if you're throwing multiple shulkers in, it'll come out. So let's say I throw my sword in there. I'm gonna have to throw to get it back because it's gonna be sitting in there right now. And I'll show you behind there. You can throw a minecart in there and out will come your sword. So there's 2 real components to this. The first is the old impulse sorting system. That's just this little circuit here, and I'll show you one down below. But that handles the bulk storage as an item. And then over here is the real brains of the whole thing. This is gnembon's multi-item sorter. So you have to put an item in each chest, or in each slot of the chest. You can't have any empties, that's why there's the bamboo in this one. But what it does is it basically sends an item through. It holds it there just long enough. You can see the repeaters flashing behind. Holds it there just long enough for it to flow into that chest, and then it unlocks the hopper underneath. So if we go back in here, I have, like, see there's a terracotta. The wool should be filling up now because there's a bunch of wool going through. Of course, now that I say that, there's no wool coming through. I don't have all the colors of wool. I did set up all the color of terracotta, glazed terracotta. Using this method, you can set up multiple items in the chest, which is nice for like these diorite items. Or where else did I use that? Well, I used it a little bit with the ice. That's all packed ice, but then this is regular ice and blue ice. The slime, because I don't really expect to store slime balls up here. There'll just be a handful that go through from when I dump a shulker box in. So it's mostly slime blocks up here. Because the idea of this is that you'll bring items to it to deposit into it. And that was kind of my whole idea with this whole base, is I didn't want a big storage room like this that constantly had items flowing into it from a farm. So then the other part of my storage system here, and you guys have probably seen this, is this room. And this is exactly what we saw before with the bulk storage, except this one fills up every one of these chests, and so it fills up the bottom one first, and then it goes up to the top. But they're not going to auto-fill to the bottom like it does up top. But this is all the things that we're farming. And why I did it this way, if we go out here, is because items can flow through, and they're just on a water stream. And the honey block gives it just enough space for the item to run along the side and be considered over the hopper. So it'll grab the items as it goes past. but when it gets to the end, you can just dispose of the extras. So you could run it into a lava block, a lava source, or cactus would be fine too. And then it's not clogging up a system like that. Because this thing could take, I mean, it's kind of slow. It takes a long time. That's probably the one disadvantage to gnembon's design. Is it just takes, it's slow. We look out here, I have this is the not sorted. Or, you know, in the case of the sandstone, the box is just full. So what I'd like to do eventually is add a shulker loader over to the bulk storage. And then any extra will just get loaded into a shulker box. So this circuit right here, if I can get over to it. Well, this one right here too, but is part of it. This is the not non-stackable, so if we put my pickaxe in there, it'll get stuck right there. But let's say we put these arrows in, they're gonna go past. So they're gonna go into this barrel, and then they go down and come up this item stream. Shulker boxes go down into this unloader. That's the one we put in earlier. And as they empty out, they automatically get dealt with. So you can see I have it pretty loaded up with items right now. I guess we'll go down this way. And then the empty shulkers come out right here. So when they're unloaded, they're just right there for you to grab and use. This is just an empty chest for symmetry. So kind of my whole idea here was to have the item storage. I wanted separate components to it, and so like the bone meal farm over there has its own storage. The honey farm is isolated as well. It's just this little circle. It just fills up the honey, or the whole honey bottles come out there. You need to deposit them back in there when you want more. And then it just fills up the dispensers. Kind of the same idea over here. I want to do a couple more farms over here that use bone meal. So we'll probably see that in the future. But I didn't want all my bone meal going into a centralized storage system, taking up time and just you kind of clog up these big item sorters like that one. And they get backed up, and then they can take hours to clear sometimes. I think that slime farm came out cool. That's all I have to say. And it works great. You can see there's still 5 columns in there. I did add the light above just to add some light to it. I like how far they shoot out. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.